And a lot of the, something like good token, the exchange wants their money because they know, for example, if you are the platform, if you are the token, you do the ICO, you're raising a lot of money, right? You're raising a lot of money. You need to pay. They think that you need to pay to the exchange. You need to pay a lot of money to the exchange. Let's make exchange, business become a sick. This is sick business. So I think that the captain have an idea to make a new exchange, to do something different, like I said, free to listen, free, Eric, the free to listen, free to the charging the fee, to make the Aries system to become a healthy system, right? So I think, Captain, you can keep talking.
And just before you do that, our new panel member, join us in welcoming Aries Wang.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, hello, everyone. This is Aries Wang.
Carry on.
Okay.
I guess everybody heard that. This is groundbreaking news. This is the world first time we announced, and CryptoCoin Capital will join force with Chandler. We're going to have a new exchange. This new exchange will be different than any other exchange. Over here, what we want to do is we want to have the free market to pick the winners and losers, but we want to get rid of the cheaters and liars. This is how it's different from anywhere else. I remember when I first got to the cryptocurrency area, and we were actually doing the cryptocurrency rating. I was trying to convince exchange to adopt our rating and say, oh, you can get rid of these shit coins, right? And then I realized they love the shit coins. Why they love the shit coin? That's where all the activities, that's where all the transaction fees come from. First of all, they can get charged very high listing fees. And those people who have these shit coins, they're actually willing to pay these fees to bring it over here to harvest those garlic chives in these exchanges and those entrance fees. And once they harvest them and people lose money and they take off and leave people with less money than they used to be. So I think the new exchange, we adopt the free market methodology. We will have free listing, but we will have these rigorous rating services performed by CryptoCoin Capital to make sure there's no cheater and liars. We do not make a subjective judgment on whether this project will succeed or not. That's for the market to judge. People say market has its own mind. It's usually smarter than any one of us, but we want to make sure this market, there's no cheater and liars, there's no shit coins. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, Eric can talk about Eric, the founder of the Bibox, is right now the top 10 exchanger in the world. They're growing very fast. They're a team from the OKCoin first, like Binance team, they kind of fork of the OKEX. They're the Bibox of growing very fast, not only because they're changing the business model. Actually, they're choosing the best token. You can tell people which token you want to choose. What kind of token?
Sure. Just let me briefly introduce what is Bibox, because I think we haven't done a lot of PR or marketing globally, so it may not that well known to you guys. But we are right now ranking number 9 today. Our trading volume is around $200 million to $400 million per day, and we are the first AI encrypted exchange. We're using the AI technology to help to select the top of the top tokens, as what Gore just mentioned, and we started our ICO last October, and we online our exchange last November. Within half a year, we are ranking top 10. The highest ranking is top 7. That's among the GDEX and Kraken and all these traditional exchanges. What we do is we have a very highly selective process. we only, last month we accepted 300 applications in total globally, and we only select 50 of them to do the second round select. And the process is based on how the tokens team background and what is the tokens truly gonna solve the problem in the real world or the technology, blockchain technology. And also we only going to online 12 of these 12 tokens among all these 50s. So that means the percentage we're gonna online our exchange for voting is only less than 5%. And yesterday we just got the results, final results of these 300 applications. We will online 3 tokens, which is the first is from MTC, which is doing the blockchain combined with the traditional startups like based in Shenzhen, China. They're doing blockchain, solving the let's say it's a kind of like an innovation between the traditional industry like the real estate, but also combined with the blockchain technology to help tokenize the real estate economy. And also we have the CWE, which is a protocol for game industry. And another one is BCV. They're doing the crypto plus finance, and they have a very great solution for crypto asset management. So all these 3 are super good, and they got around 1,600,000 votes from all the communities. So I think the whole process is not that easy, and we congrats for those 3 tokens. That is the 1%, the top 1% among all these 300 tokens. So I think the centralized exchange want to succeed, they definitely have to have a very great technology background. That is one aspect, but at the same time, you should have a very great customer service, the operations, and also you have to have a very highly selective the listing process. You have to reject all these shady coins who attempt to list on your exchange, but you also have to have the great thought, what tokens you want to list, and these tokens can benefit the whole community of your exchange.
Yeah, for right now, the exchange business model is very successful. Think about it, Binance only in a year, I think. No, it's 10 months. 10 months ago, the Binance started the ICO. Actually, they started ICO in the June and July. They started the exchange in the almost in September. Right now, it's only 10 months. Right now, the Binance becomes very big. Bibox, I think they started September or October last year. Same, a lot of exchange start very, very early. It's like a Huobi and OKEX and other exchange like Coinbase. It started 2030. But you see, the new generation exchange replace of the old one, and what will be next? The big exchange will be replaced today. The big exchange. Think about if we do this business like 20 years. I think we already do this 5 years. Another 20 years, we still doing this business. So it's still very early to do the exchange. The exchange need a lot to think about. Like I said, the exchange business is very easy. Right now, a lot of people think about doing exchange very difficult. Like a Coinbase, it's very difficult business. Yes, it's in the US, maybe it's very difficult. You got a license, very difficult. But I think about it, this business is global. You do some exchange in some island. And all right now, the big exchange come from where? From China. Do you know why? Because Chinese working very hard. Last night I sleep like a 3 a.m. Today morning I wake up at like 7. So a lot of friends like Liu Song, almost every day like a 3-hour sleep. Like Liu Zhen, every day morning they wake up and do run, like a running. So in China, if you go to China have 1.3 billion people. They're competition each other, right? Right now, all of the exchange right now they're working like 399. It means 3 days in the week. Only weekend they have 1 day to break, and they're from the 9 a.m. to the 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So they're working like every company in China today. Exchange working like this. I just called Leon from the Hobby. The team today they're working the 24 hours because they're global. They have two teams working 24 hours. They never sleep. And all of the exchange competition makes more and more exchange be out of China to the global business. Today we come to here, next day we go to Canada to travel around the world to do the exchange. So exchange business just start. It just start. I think next generation exchange must be for free. Every good token they can list on exchange because it's like a supermarket. How many supermarkets in the world? Tell me. How many supermarkets in the world?
Million.
Yeah, million. Million exchange in the future. But it's very difficult to build million because today they do the global, right? So I think at least there will be thousands of the very big exchange in the future. Because, for example, a lot of the public exchange, like a EOS, like a Ethereum, like a Tron, for example. Tron right now is the top 10 already. Neo, top 10 before, right? All of the exchange, all of the public exchange, they have their own application. They will be there will be thousands of the ICO in the US in the future. Will be thousands of the ICO in the Quantum, in the Tron, in the Neo. But or today the exchange, for example, Bibox, how many tokens today? It's 70. OKEX today only maybe the 100. The Gate.io maybe the 100. Hobby 100. Today, all of the exchange together, only thousands of tokens. It's no exchange today have 1,000 of token today. So I think in the future, because do you know why? Because a lot of exchange when they growing up become big one, they don't accept the small entrepreneur, small startup, small ICO. They only accept that I want a big one. I want the success one. I want the a very famous one. But only top 10 is star. It will be thousands of token, have a good community, but the big exchange don't want to accept the small token. So I think right now we should totally change the business model to do something different, to make 1,000 of token in one exchange and all free. Like a big supermarket, Amazon do the good in here, but Taobao do the big in China. It's same. It's different business model, but it still can grow up, right? What do you think?
Actually, Chandler and I was talking during lunch that exactly the problem. The current exchanges, the number one is you got so much listing fees. So what we decided to do is we have everybody come on exchange for free, but then we have these different boards, right? So we have the sort of like the New York Stock Exchange, which is the gold chips and the blue chips. Then we have the Nasdaq, which is the emerging chips. Then we have other pink sheets and stuff. So we'll break it into different boards. Everyone come in, free market will pick the winners and losers again, right? And also we'll establish mechanisms for the market to get rid of the liars and cheaters. So one thing exchange we're gonna do, we're gonna establish the stock loan business, what we call coin loan business. The coin loan business is the effective way to be able to short these, we call shit coins. As you know, like we are actually have just announced we have a new strategy called muddy water strategy, right? So everybody hate these shit coins, everybody try to get rid of the shit coins. Why there's not people doing it? Because people cannot get benefit out of doing that. And that's what the muddy water do. They investigate these shit coins, then they short these, and they publish a report, then shit coin coming down, and people make money. And we use the power of the free market to do that, to get rid of the shit coins. The other thing is we also offer a variety of financial products to actually to help people actually making money in the cryptocurrency world. Believe it or not, actually most people in exchanges don't make money. They got harvested, what we call it. They got harvested. And what we're going to do, not only we have these cryptocurrencies, we also have ETFs, which help people do asset allocation. We have the hedge fund, and also we have the options, and we have a variety of financial products for people to actually help themselves to do the financial allocation, just like you're going to a bank, just like the current day you're going to a bank. So it will be a new exchange, it will be a new paradigm. So I'm very excited about working together with Chandler and with Eric.
Eric, you think about it in the future, 10, 20 years later, how many tokens in your exchange? How many?
I think it's definitely less than 500. Yeah, less than. Because we are super selective. As you guys know, you centralize everything, then you also centralize your risks. We have to eliminate those risks, and those potential risks for the centralized exchange is super high. If you list some tokens, like for example, the Wax token on Hobby is used to be a very big trouble, and they have to pay 100 million RMB to solve this problem. That's like a widespread in Chinese community, and everybody knows that. But the thing is, if you centralize everything, like not only you have the power to decide which token to list on, but also at the same time, you also undertake all these liabilities. The liabilities from the traders, because you have to make sure that you online those tokens that is not going to be harmful to those traders. If the token is fake, or at least you cannot say it's totally fake, but sometimes the team doesn't running very well. The bad performance will just directly react to the token price, and it's definitely directly influence the traders' benefits, and it's directly to influence the traders' impression about your exchange, and that's our like connect with each other. So for centralized exchange, we are super welcome and super support those entrepreneurs who are going to issue their own tokens. But the only thing is we also bearing the huge risk, and we cannot undertake that risk. So we have to be super selective.
Hey, gentlemen, we want to have some time for Q&A. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
All right. If we have a question, please come on over here. Make it a little bit easier. We can line up this way and make sure that we help you. Anyone have some questions? Okay, yeah, please come on over. Come on over here. Tell us your name and then your question.
Okay, my name is Jerry. So a question for Aries, especially for right now the cryptocurrency exchange market. What do you think is the biggest risk for the exchange market, and do you have some like perspective or good strategy to do the risk management for the cryptocurrency exchange? Thank you.
Yes, I think there are a lot of different aspects, but the first is the cybersecurity, because a lot of centralized exchange are the targets for those hackers who are trying to stolen tokens. And but I think the only problem for exchanges right now is not only the exchange cybersecurity itself, but also exchange has to examine all these tokens smart contracts. because a lot of like hackers, they are not like detecting the weakness of the exchange cybersecurity system, but also they trying to see is there a weakness parts of the, or is there any bugs within the smart contracts of the token projects. So that's we doing like a weekly examination all the, regarding to all the smart contracts, the tokens that will list on our exchange, to in case any cybersecurity risks that is going to happen.
Yeah, congratulations on top 10. The question I had is liquidity crisis. So even you may have a comment being from hedge fund in New York. When the next liquidity crisis hits, right? It happens in cycles. There'll be lack of liquidity in the market. What impact do you see in Bitcoin? Will it affect it negatively, or Bitcoin is a secular trend, it won't affect it?
I think 20 years later, the Bitcoin, all the coin market will be have a million token, not the 500 token, million of that, you know, and there will be a million of the exchange. It will be crazy. Every different place have a different community because they have internet. A lot of the user out there. You know, the P2P in the here maybe only lending club, right, survive. Other exchange, other lending club kind of fail. But in China, if you go to China, the P2P company have 2,000 of the P2P companies still have a very good market today, right? It's what we have a million of token across, and have million of the exchange, and the liquidity, yeah, no problem, because they have a billion and 10 billion user on the market. Everyone today without the cash still can survive. They have credit card. In China, everyone have a WeChat and have Alipay, right? WePay and Alipay. It's very easy. In the future, it's the same. In your iPhone, you can buy and sell whatever token you can buy and sell. Everyone played a game, you got a reward. Everyone watch using the Facebook. Think about it. Facebook should have their exchange in the future. If Facebook do the exchange in the future, it's biggest than NASDAQ. How much user in NASDAQ? How much user in Facebook? Think about that. So today, Alibaba in China, they have million of the company start business on Alibaba and Taobao. But how many companies in the Taobao today I do the IPO? Zero. You know? So in the future will be what? Will be the million of the company do their ICO, make their own token on the public chain, like on the US, on the Tron, whatever the public chain. They will be doing the new business model. And their user, for example, their user, I'm selling the beef before I do the crypto. I have I have a 10,000 user. 10,000 user is enough. They can make my business very healthy. They can have my token, beef token, for example. It's small business, but still need to do some token. And my user is my fans, they buy my token. It's enough, no problem for liquidity. So not only Bitcoin, not only the top 10 coin, top 100 coin. If my friend my friend over there, they're doing the OBAC, they do the O-coin. They started this idea just 1 week, then it's very easily to make a token. It's in the future.
One thing I want to add is I agree with Chandler. I think in the future there will be many millions of tokens. The reason being that the benefit of free market is allow people to experiment, allow people to innovate, allow infinite variety of different type of services and goods and tokens, so people can choose and pick the winners, and that's how the economy, that's what the power of the free markets. This gentleman asked about the liquidity. Actually, I think what you're asking is not liquidity, it's the volatility of the cryptocurrency. the big up and downs of the price drop. And that's actually innate for these newly emerging market. People have, the price reflect the future expectations, and the future expectation changes from day to day very rapidly. That's the price. So while with the maturation of the cryptocurrency market, I think the volatility will coming down, and especially for those Bitcoins and Ethereum's most mature coins. So that's where they come. So it will come. It will take time, but we'll be there.
All right, and we will leave it at that. Wish we had more time, but what do you think? We good?
Very good.